Hey everybody, this one's going to be kind of up and down. First, we're going to start with the down. I think it'd be remiss of me to not mention the Alec Baldwin situation. I think all of this Baldwin bashing has gone too far. So for those of you who haven't heard the story yet, Alec Baldwin has reportedly shot and killed a female cinematographer and wounded the director on the set of Baldwin's latest movie because of a prop gun misfire. Variety reports that Alec Baldwin fired a prop gun on a set in New Mexico on Thursday, accidentally killing cinematographer Helena Hutchins and wounding director Joel Souza. And it's being reported that the shooting incident took place on the Bonanza Creek Ranch set in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where Baldwin was filming his upcoming western, Rust. Cinematographer Hutchins, who initially was not identified, died after being transported via helicopter to the University of New Mexico Hospital, and director Joel Souza remains in emergency care. But what some people don't know is that the film crew earlier in the week describes on-set gun safety issues and misfires just days before the fatal shooting happened. The LA Times reports that just hours before the fatal shooting, a half a dozen camera crew workers walked off the set to protest working conditions. They were frustrated because safety protocol standards in the industry, including gun inspections, were not strictly followed on that set earlier in the day. Camera operators and their assistants were frustrated because safety protocol standards in the industry, including gun inspections, were not strictly followed on the set of Rust. They said at least one of the camera operators complained last weekend to a production manager about gun safety on the set. Baldwin's stunt double accidentally fired 2 rounds Saturday after being told the gun was cold, lingo for a weapon that doesn't have any ammunition, including blanks. The crew states that there should have been an investigation into what happened. There was no safety meetings. There was no assurance that it wouldn't happen again. All they wanted to do was rush. So clearly there was already issues being brought up earlier in the week to production management. Which brings me to my point. We don't know yet the full extent of what happened during that fatal moment. And everyone pulling up all of Alec's old tweets, which, yeah, optically in the moment doesn't look great for him. But someone's public political position on the Second Amendment shouldn't automatically indict them on a situation that appears to be, at least at the outset, an accident. And although I don't agree with Alec politically on much, everyone is still innocent until proven guilty. Personally, I can't imagine him doing this on purpose. And if we're going to get anywhere in this country, there has to be a return to the human element. This didn't appear to be, in all intents and purposes, a politically motivated situation. If it was, I think we could approach this differently. But all the conservatives that are ripping Baldwin for what happened, I think aren't reading the room properly. A human has died, and we should be sensitive to that and think twice before opening our mouths. So all my thoughts and prayers are with Helena's family during this tragic moment. I couldn't imagine losing any child, especially my daughter, in such a tragic way. We're with you, Hutchins family. I'm deeply sorry for your loss. Gosh, that sucks. Try to segue away from that all right, we'll try to segue into something else. We'll just get all the crappy stories out of the way at once. This next one will just make you here, just from the Daily Wire. London School Board was informed of alleged sexual assault the day it happened. The entire London County School Board was informed of an alleged sexual assault in a high school bathroom the day it occurred, according to new reporting from the local news outlet WTOP. They obtained an email written by Scott Ziegler, superintendent of the Virginia School District, at 4:09 p.m. that said the following: "Good afternoon, board members. The purpose of this email is to provide you with information regarding an incident that occurred at Stone Bridges High School. This afternoon, a female student alleged that a male student sexually assaulted her in the restroom. The sheriff's office is investigating the matter. Secondary to the assault investigation, the female student's parents responded to the school and caused a disruption by using threatening and profane language that was overheard by staff and students. Additional law enforcement units responded to the school to assist with the parent. Well, 3 weeks later at a June 22nd board meeting, school board member Beth Bartz asked if there were sexual assaults in the bathrooms regularly, and Ziegler responded he didn't have any record of any occurring. After the Daily Wire reported this month that the suspect had been transferred to another school where he allegedly sexually assaulted another girl in a classroom, Ziegler apologized for what he acknowledged was a misleading remark, claiming he thought the question was whether there had been any bathroom assaults involving transgender students. Well, that apology only raised more questions, since the May assailant was allegedly wearing a skirt, and since Bart's follow-up question had made clear in the moment that the question was not limited to transgender incidents. Board members put out the following statement saying, quote, "Members of the Loudoun County School Board were not aware of the specific details of the incident until earlier this week, but the email shows that they seemingly would have had no reason to know that Ziegler's assertion of no record of sexual assaults in bathrooms was false, and the board members did not jump in to correct the misstatement during the June 22nd meeting. And Scott Smith, the father of the victim of the alleged rape, was in the crowd, and he became very angry and was arrested for disorderly conduct. Bartz has since resigned from the board." And here's the part. The email also appears to confirm that outside law enforcement was called on the father for causing a scene, while it was not immediately called on the school's resource officer for the alleged rape. Smith has told the Daily Wire that the reason he made a scene is that he was shocked to find no team of police officers or medics responding to the incident when he arrived. I mean, come on. The dangers and fears of all parents with men that think that they're women allowed to use the women's bathroom have come to fruition in this one scenario. This is what they've all been shouting against for years, and it's happening. But the fact that this happened at not only only one school, but again at the school he transferred to. If this monster is found to be guilty after a court trial, he should go to prison for years. And every school board right now needs to take a proactive position so this never happens again in the future. This is leftist delusion with real life consequences. And since we're on this crappy topic, it's not only in mentally hurting kids at school, it's with the people Biden's flying into this country as well. From Fox News, Afghan evacuee charged with rape in Montana, governor says, demanding resettlement halt. This is happening because of the president that's in the White House right now. An Afghan evacuee has been charged with the rape of a woman in Missoula, Montana, the state's governor said Thursday, and he called for the Biden administration to halt all refugee resettlements until assurances are made about the vetting process. The Missoula Police Department told Fox that Zubihala Muhammad was arrested after they received a 911 call from the victim and a local motel about concerning behavior. Muhammad, who is 19 years old, is now being held at a Missoula County jail on charges of sexual intercourse without consent. This is a direct, actionable result from a derelict Biden administration's decisions to allow unvetted Afghan refugees, some of them having been released from Bagram prison, and this is just the beginning. You're going to see more actions by the people invading this country brought in by the Biden administration. And we all knew this type of stuff was going to happen when we saw the Afghanistan situation going down the way that it did, which has rightfully and properly led to Marjorie Taylor Greene doing this.
I've introduced House Res 598, articles of impeachment on President Biden in regards to the failure in Afghanistan. I've also introduced another article of impeachment on President Biden, which is HRES 597. This has to do with the national security crisis that President Biden has created with regards to the extreme threat at the southern border.
Bang! That's exactly right. There's 100 other reasons why impeachment articles should be issued, but these are already causing real life harm to real life Americans in real time. This is the freaking president of the United States, allowing his people to be raped and potentially more in the future if this isn't turned around. And whereas this video isn't in necessarily direct correlation to what I was just talking about, it is worth inserting into this video at this exact moment for what it stands for and what Rand Paul says in it. But I can't play the audio for obvious reasons, so the link to this video is in the description if you want to watch it. The fact that I have to edit like this, freaking globalism, am I right? But it is a powerful video. You got to go watch it. All right, I can't just bring you through the mud on this video. I got to leave you on a high note. And get your Kleenexes ready.
Daddy.
Oh, that stuff gets me, man. Great fathers do matter. All right, guys, I'm Audi 5000. Peace. Nah.